Hey yo, I don't know if y'all saw, but Doechii is the star of a new creative campaign from Samsung highlighting their new Galaxy S25 Edge, and the campaign is really dope. So let's talk about it.
You want some boiled peanuts?
Yo, what up, y'all? Like I said, Doechii is the star of this new campaign from Samsung, and it essentially has two parts to it. There is a commercial, and then there is a live performance. Now, for those who haven't seen the commercial is called Light Day. It opens up on Doechii at her home, and she's offering boiled peanuts, like her song, to her pet alligator Coco, aka Coconut. And you should recognize Coconut if you listen to Alligator Bites Never Heal. That is, in fact, the same alligator from the cover of that Grammy Award winning project. Very dope project if you haven't heard it, by the way. But with that said, Doechii is on her S25 Edge. Very nice product placement, by the way. And she's going through her day, right? She's talking about having to hit rehearsal, having to go to the studio. But then she asks Coconut, like, yo, what if we just throw the schedule out the window and have a light day? Then the commercial cuts to her at the pool, taking pictures of Coco, again, showing off the features of the phone. Then it transitions to her back at her house trying on outfits and ultimately getting in her car to drive off somewhere. And that's actually a really nice segue to the second part of the campaign because Samsung essentially does a live performance with Doechii, a live performance event in New York at a place called Edge, which is in Hudson Yards, apparently really high in the sky. Really dope venue. Never been there, but probably gonna have to go now. But yeah, the event itself had all the works. Had a DJ, had influencers like Jaden Smith show up, had who's who in the industry show up, and Doechii did a 10-minute performance. But the thing that makes this super dope is that not only did she do a performance, if you went on YouTube to watch some of it, it was actually live streamed from a Samsung S25 Edge. So again, you really get to see the product in use right here, and it's kind of a capstone to what's a very quick introduction to a new product. Now, who knows if more spots are coming? Normally with campaigns like this, there's probably more on the way, so I don't want to say this is it. But as far as what we've seen right now, I think there's some really dope lessons that brands can learn from this. The first one is about role of the product and product intrinsics, right? Now, it can be hard to kind of nail this because, like, let's say, for example, you're selling lights. It's hard to, talk about, the role of that product too much or what it can do. I mean, honestly, you flip a switch, you turn it on, you flip the switch again, it turns off. But what Samsung did really nicely here that brands can learn from is if you're in a category kind of like this, especially like a tech category, they really highlighted the features of the phone, especially as it relates to content creation, which we know is a huge part of Doechii's journey. She does vlogs. I mean, she talks to fans on TikTok. One thing you learn about this phone as you do research on it is that Samsung really talks about the camera. It's a 200 megapixel camera. It's slim, made of titanium, all this stuff. And I think the commercial shows that off really well, right? Especially with the pictures that Doechii is taking of Coconut. So for brands out there, when you're thinking of role of the product, when you're thinking of product intrinsics and how to highlight it, don't force it, but take lessons from this. Like, it's done in a very sleek way that's not really that overt. Like, I doubt someone who's not in advertising was looking at this like they clearly know they're trying to show off the features of the phone, but it's not done in like a hokey advertising way. It's just Doechii with her pet, taking photos, very natural, very normal. So for the brands out there, I would say don't force it. But that leads into point number two. And this is especially relevant for brands that are in a tech category or something similar. Showing real world use of the product, I think is something that's key here that Samsung did really well. So while the commercial was really dope, I mean, the commercial is stellar. I like it a lot. Another part of it that was equally as impactful was that live performance. Because again, assuming that they're trying to reach a content creator audience, people who like to make reels, people who like to live stream, seeing that this phone can handle something extremely high quality, like a performance by a Grammy Award winning artist on one of the biggest stages in New York, is pretty dope. It's a real world application that even someone who, like me, who typically hasn't considered Samsung phones in the past, I wanted to do a little digging and see like, okay, if I get into live streaming, is this the right way to go? I've heard other live streamers talk about Samsung phones, but then this really drove it home because it's an artist I like. And again, it's a dope application of the product. So I think that's another thing brands can kind of take away from this. Like, don't focus so much on the TVC. Don't focus so much on making a commercial to highlight your product. Think about real world application and how you can move outside of the world of, big brand storytelling in that way, and doing something that invites fans to maybe a more intimate setting and shows them like, hey, this is really how you can use this after you leave this event, after I have borrowed this attention from you in hopes that you will buy something from me. So that in mind, these are two quick takeaways that I have from this campaign. Again, I thought it was really dope. I highly encourage you to check it out. And Doechii, if this makes it across your feed, or honestly anybody at TDE, man, holla at the kid. I got some beats. We could work, make some things happen. But till then, I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.